Hey everybody, Rorree here. Welcome to my channel, Totally Rorree International. Um, we are doing the Four Agreements cards. So I thought I would share these with you guys. I got them because I'm in a group and it was recommended that we read the Four Agreements. And since I read it like, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, I thought when I saw these, I would get the little affirmation cards that would help master the Four Agreements. So we have finished with our 16-day challenge. We finished with vibrating high. That was over, I think, on the 9th of June. In between there, I had a birthday, so happy birthday or happy Earth Day to me. But anyway, so let's see. The first card that I pulled, so I'm going to go through a few cards and we'll do them all in separate videos. So this one, it says, be impeccable with your words. This is the agreement that it's talking about. And we all know that it's important to be impeccable with your words, be clear with your words, speak your truth, speak the truth, and have integrity. Being impeccable with your words is about integrity as well, doing what you say, or just being impeccable with your words, watching what you say, not having a sharp tongue all the time, being mindful of others when you open your mouth and speak your truth and things of that nature. So this card is from that agreement, and it says, release the need to be right. Release the need to be right. Okay, and the picture has a lot of infinity symbols. There are two angels. One's a guy, it looks like one's a male, one's a female. That's what it looks like. So that's interesting. I'm not going to do a reading on the cards, but I just want to show it to you. All right. Now, this message says, when you believe something, you assume you are right, and you may even destroy relationships in order to defend your position. Let go of the need to defend your position. So sometimes you're just going to have to say, you know what? I'm good. And that's how I would say it. I'd go, I'm good, because sometimes what do you have to say you're right for? What do you have to fight to be right for? Like, who really cares at the end of the day? Like, what difference does it make if you feel right and they feel right? Like, what difference does it make to keep fighting about a topic? You could agree to disagree, or you could agree to agree. Sometimes you may be saying the same thing, but saying it in a different way, and you could just let it go. Sometimes it's really okay for one person to have an opinion and another person to have a totally different opinion. And it's okay. Even if let's say you're giving advice to somebody and they feel like their thoughts about the situation is better. Well, guess what? Let their thoughts about the situation be better. It's not that serious. You know what I mean? If it comes back that you were right and the other person was a little off, well, then so what? You don't have to rub it in their face. Whatever. It really doesn't make a difference. So sometimes we do have to let go of having the need to defend our position, having the need to show that we're right, show that, be so showy. A lot of that stems from the ego, always having to be right. And I'm sure all of us have this to work on. So I think this is a good one. Release the need to be right. I'll read it one more time. When you believe something, you assume you're right, and you may even destroy relationships in order to defend your position. Let go of the need to defend your position. It's not that serious. I know I have a contract with an agency, and I'm an administrator at the agency, and I know the people that I work with in the government, they know me as this fighter. I'm always fighting for the underdog, or if I'm not fighting for something, I'm just trying to make things work the best for everyone, not just the agency that I'm with, all agencies. Like, I'm always that person that can kind of see the forest through the trees and can see the best way that this could flow. But sometimes that's not received well. And as I have grown up, I realized that it is not always important for me to share my opinion. It's not always important for me to prove or defend or to say why this won't be like this or whatever. So I know they've noticed a difference in me. And I don't even know that they've noticed, because I hear when they introduce me, like, I hear what they say and I'm like, I'm not even that person anymore. But I let them go on and think that, whatever. But I no longer feel like I have to voice my opinion or whatever, because what I noticed in my journey, especially working for others, or even in a contract, as a contractor, you're still working for someone. I'm still contracting with this company to do what they contracted me to do. So I've noticed that people say they want team players and they want input and they want help, to make things better, and we want to be the best, and da, 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 da. They say that and they actually think that's what they want, but sometimes they really don't. Because I mean, I've just noticed, and this is time and time again, the minute I start sharing, well, like, maybe we could do things this way, or maybe we can tweak and modify something and do it like this a little bit, or have you ever thought of this? Or whenever I try to interject, especially if it's dealing with a woman, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I'm like I hit a brick wall. It's like, it feels like they become intimidated by me or something, or if they think that I want their job. That's what I feel like. They think I want their position, and I'm like, I don't want your position. I mean, people just, and this has been since I was in my 20s, I would deal with this with jobs, especially working with women. They always thought I wanted their position, and I'm like, you just don't know. I don't want your job. I really don't. I don't at all. I like cohesive systems. I like things that run smoothly. I like things that don't waste time and energy, because all that adds up to money, and that's what I like. I like for things to run the best way that they could possibly run. And not to say that every way that I have is the best way, but I mean, if I can see something, and that has been a gift of mine, you present this thing, this big thing, I could kind of see right through it and see, I could kind of, it's kind of like, it was this show called Vincis Demons, I think it was called. And like, you could see how Da Vinci would see. He would see like mathematically, well, when there is a problem, that's kind of like how I work. Like, I see it, I don't see it like Da Vinci sees it, but I could kind of see all the way through the matrix. I could see through the bullshit. I could see how to make the thing run smoothly. Like, that's just a gift. And people get so intimidated by that. So I have learned to shut the hell up. I remember at this one position that I had, I wrote it on, I wrote a sign and I put it in my little office on the wall, and it said, shut the hell up. Because I would go into our staff meetings and they would ask, and as soon as I would say something, it's like everybody could say something, but when I said something, it was like, "Wah!" I'm like, what the hell is up with that? Why every time? And so, like, sometimes I would test it. I would sit there and I wouldn't say anything, and then I'd be asked, so Rorree, you don't have anything? And I'd be like, no, I'm good. And then sometimes I would watch and I would just look how people interact and interject or whatever. And then I'd interject and then I'd get pounced on. And I'd be like, that is so interesting. Or if everybody in the group chuckles about something, the minute I chuckle, I get in trouble like I'm a freaking 2-year-old. like, I know I might look young, but I'm old enough to not be talked to like I'm 2 or 22, you know? And so, but I mean, I noticed that, and it's like, what is that? Like, everybody could say something and I'll be the one getting pounced on. And I mean, I remember this. It was this place I worked with. I'm not even going to go into it, but it will be like 16 of us in a room, and I would be the one that would be the it person. And I'll be texting my friend who was a coworker. I'll be like, see, did you just see that? Did you see everything that transpired? Did you see me get pounced on? So I have learned through the beatdown to shut the hell up. Okay. So, I mean, because it's not that important. That is not my business. I don't give that much of a shit and whatever. And I have really developed that attitude because over the years, ever since like my first job in the field of in the social services field, my first job, I experienced that crap. And I'm like, you know what? I'm a little bit too old for that. And it's not that serious because none of that brings me no millions or nothing that I need to be taking abuse. So I just keep my opinion to myself. You know what I'm saying? And if you ask me, I still might not even give it all away to you because I might already see through you and know that you're gonna be, you know, acting all stupid after the fact over nothing because I don't want what you got. I'm just saying. So release the need to be right. And stop trying to defend your position. I like that one. I had fun sharing that one. So I hope you guys had fun listening. And I hope these 4 agreements are helping you because they sure are being a nice little reminder for me. All right, y'all. See you in the next one. Ashe, ashe, ashe.